What would you do if the person you plan to spend the rest of your life with ignored your desperate pleas for help during a medical emergency, all so she could keep partying? In today's story, the protagonist is faced with this exact unbelievable betrayal, and the fallout is a masterclass in seeing someone's true colors. My girlfriend, Chloe, both 22, and I have been a couple for 5 years. We started dating in high school, and for the longest time, I saw her as my future wife. I had even secretly bought an engagement ring, with plans to propose in the next few months. This past weekend was her best friend's birthday. Chloe and her friends had booked a private lounge at a club to celebrate. I wasn't going, which was fine by me. Firstly, I wasn't invited, and secondly, I genuinely hate the clubbing scene. I was actually looking forward to a quiet evening by myself, just binging something on Netflix. Chloe left for the club around 9 p.m. I settled onto the couch and started watching some YouTube videos. Around 11 p.m., a strange, sharp pain started in my stomach. It was that specific, sickening ache you feel after getting hit in the groin. At first, it wasn't overwhelming, and I tried to ignore it, thinking it was just a weird cramp, but within 5 minutes, the pain escalated exponentially. It grew so intense that I was forced into a fetal position on the couch, just trying to breathe through it. I kept telling myself it would pass, but then I felt a swelling in my right testicle. Panic started to set in. As I tried to stand up to grab my phone and see what was happening, a wave of agony washed over me, and I collapsed to the floor. It was, without a doubt, the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. Imagine the feeling of being repeatedly kicked in the nuts, over and over again, without a break. Somehow, I managed to crawl back to the table and get my phone. My first instinct was to call Chloe. She declined the call. My heart sank. I quickly sent a text, "Something is wrong. You need to come home immediately." The club she was at is literally a 5-minute walk from our apartment building. I dropped the phone as another wave of nausea hit me, and I started throwing up right there on the floor from the sheer force of the pain. After a minute, the pain subsided just enough for me to function. I grabbed my phone again and saw her reply. It wasn't a question or a concerned message. It was just, "What is it?" Unamused face. The dismissive emoji felt like a slap in the face. I tried calling her again. She declined it instantly. I texted back, "I need to go to the hospital now." Her reply came a moment later, "For what?" I didn't have the energy for a long explanation. I just typed, "My balls hurt." Then I gave up on her and dialed for emergency services. I explained my situation to the emergency responder. She asked if anyone could drive me to the hospital. Stupidly, I said yes. I was still clinging to the hope that Chloe would walk through the door any second and take me. A part of me was also deeply embarrassed about the idea of calling an ambulance because my balls hurt. As one former paramedic later commented on my story, "Dude, when you're in that level of pain, don't call your fucking GF. Call emergency services. There's nothing to be embarrassed about." The dispatcher told me she'd call back in 10 minutes to confirm I was on my way to the hospital. I hung up and went right back to vomiting on our living room carpet. When the heaving stopped, I checked my phone again, my vision blurry from the pain. I saw a new message from Chloe. It was just a series of laughing emojis. I tried calling again. Declined. Then a new text popped up. "This isn't the time to play games. If you text or call me again, I'm blocking your number." In that moment, Chloe thought she was just silencing an annoyance for a few more hours of fun. She had no idea that with that single tap on her screen, she was blocking not just his number, but any future they might have had together. I couldn't believe it. I called one more time, and it went straight to voicemail. She had actually blocked me. I curled back up on the floor, a cold shiver now running through my body. My embarrassment was gone, replaced by pure fear. I called emergency services again and asked for an ambulance. The wait felt like an eternity, but they finally arrived and rushed me to the hospital. The next few hours were a blur. I remember being sedated, and waking up briefly while a surgeon was stitching up my right testicle. When I was fully awake, the doctor explained what had happened. I'd had a testicular torsion, a condition where the spermatic cord twists, cutting off blood flow. He told me I was incredibly lucky to have gotten to the hospital when I did. Any longer, and they would have been forced to surgically remove the testicle entirely. Later, I checked my phone. It was flooded with missed calls and frantic texts from Chloe. From what I could piece together, She had come home from the club around 3 a.m., smelling the vomit as soon as she opened the door. Her first reaction wasn't concern, but anger. She stomped through the apartment, looking for me to yell at me for the mess on the carpet. It was only when she realized I was gone that the truth of the situation finally hit her. This single reaction revealed Chloe's most fatal flaw, a profound self-centeredness that made her partner's well-being secondary to her own convenience. It was a flaw that would ultimately seal the fate of their 5-year relationship. I was too drained to deal with her. I just texted her the hospital name and my room number, then turned off my phone and went to sleep. The next morning, I woke up to find her asleep on the couch next to my bed. The moment she woke up, she unleashed a flood of apologies. She said she thought I was joking, that I was just trying to prank her or ruin her night out. I didn't have the energy to argue back, so I just stayed silent, staring at the ceiling. I was beyond hurt. I wanted to break up with her right then and there. Who ignores messages from their partner begging them for help? As another person later pointed out, even if she thought I was joking, I deserved a phone call. She could have called to confirm something was or was not wrong when I said hospital, but instead, she prioritized partying over a simple phone call, heard the word hospital, and still blocked me. She did stay with me for the next 2 days in the hospital and took good care of me, but I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. Ever since I got home, the urge to dump her has been overwhelming. I keep thinking about what one commenter said, which helps put things in perspective. Imagine yourself blocking your girlfriend when she says she needs help just to have fun for one night. I hope it helps you realize that no one that actually loves you deals with this situation the way she did. She showed no concern, no empathy and no effort. The fact that her first reaction to finding vomit was anger instead of worry is just insane. This is not someone who cares for me on an equal level. I feel conflicted. A part of me wants to believe she genuinely made a horrible mistake, but another, larger part of me can't get over the fact that when I was in agonizing pain and desperately needed her, she laughed, told me to stop playing games, and cut me off completely. This story is a harsh reminder that a person's true character isn't shown in the easy, happy moments, but in how they react when you are at your most vulnerable. Love isn't just about the good times. It's about who shows up when everything goes wrong. Could you ever forgive a partner who abandoned you in a moment of crisis? Let us know in the comments below.